Today I'm going to share with you the secrets to reality and how to go about mastering life, to become an alchemist, a manifesting master, and create the world of your dreams in all ways. Greetings, infinite blessings, and welcome to another moment of now and another episode of modern day mindfulness. If you are new to the channel, my name is Kain Stromberg, the Cosmic Surfer, and it is my passion, purpose and privilege to inspire you to empower yourself. So, how do we go about mastering life? To create a life of bliss and happiness, of joy in all ways, knowing that happiness is fleeting and joy is everlasting. Everything in existence, in completion, whether you look at it scientifically, spiritually, or matter-of-factually, is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Everything in existence is atoms that collect together in similar frequency bandwidths to create what we perceive through the mind as physical structure, as matter. Wherever you vibrate at, you create, attracting to you the same frequency of atoms of energy from the universe around you. This is the simplistic truth. And when you look at life, existence in completion simply as energy vibrating is easy. I'm going to demonstrate through today's episode how to go about mastering this truth and embodying it in all you do. And again, if you're new to the channel, please ensure that you subscribe. Go back and watch the complete series of Modern Day Mindfulness, because it is a new series of videos that we are creating and releasing weekly. The first few is an introduction to myself, to spirituality, my journey through deep rest, depression being a state of deep rest, and an understanding of the ego. Then is the 5 steps to freedom, with first of all acknowledgement and acceptance being the first key steps in anything that you come to in life. If I was walking in this direction and I came to a tree or something blocking my path and I did not accept, acknowledge, and then go about allowing the existence of it, I would become stuck and detrimentally affected by it. By acknowledging something is blocking my path, I can look for an alternative direction or route around it, over it, or through it. First of all, acceptance is key. Ensure you subscribe to the channel, share this video with a friend, and let us begin. So, energy. Everything is energy. Energy in motion. Everything is flowing freely and unconditionally. The sun shines freely and unconditionally. It does so at all times. Sometimes we cannot perceive it because of the position that we are upon this planet in relation to it. But it is still there, it is still shining. Today I cannot see it. There is a fog, a mist, a heavy energy that is settled around us, as it is globally at the moment. Wherever you are around the world, everything is heavy. And being energy, it needs to flow. You are energy in motion. You are an emotion of the universe itself. You are the universe in completion, experiencing itself. Again, whatever you vibrate at, you create. You align with. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And what you focus upon, you grow, as though you are the mighty sun itself. Focus on the weeds and you will grow them. Focus on the flowers and you will grow them. There is a lot of very heavy, very repressive and negative situations happening globally. I know this. I feel it deeply. If I align myself to it and spend too much time focused upon it, then I vibrate in alignment with it and I lower myself to it. And then I am useless to anybody, including myself. And it is all about the self, as without you, there is nothing in existence to experience. You are the most important being that has or ever shall live. As without you, there is nothing. Perfect. This brings me to next week's episode, where we will discuss in further detail the mind. Last week being the 10 pillars to creating a joyful and happy life in all ways. The week before being all about the different minds and bodies that are all housed within this physical body, and the way each one relates and integrates to one another to create yourself in completion. Next week we'll discuss the fact that if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. And without the mind, there is nothing to interpret this energy vibrating as matter. So, to go back to energy, I'm stood here with the global situation being very heavy and everybody being separated in their individual aspects and forms. This gentleman walking towards me, he will be vibrating at his unique frequency. If you vibrate at any other frequency other than that which you are not being true to yourself, and you'll never be happy or complete in yourself. You don't complete yourself with another person or anything outside of yourself. You only ever complete yourself and become happy in life through the integration of the aspects within yourself that have been previously fragmented and lost through previous traumatic experiences. Let me repeat this and simplify it slightly. As a child, something happens. You take it to be traumatic. Your subconscious mind, in order to protect you, because its highest and truest directive is to protect and serve the body, it takes that aspect of yourself, separates it and locks it away in the darkness. This is where we do the inner work and the shadow work, the inner child work and integration. To exist in a state of enlightenment is to exist in a full acceptance state of all that is, was, or ever shall be within the light. In order to exist in the light, first we must venture into the darkness to discover the parts of ourselves lost and fragmented there and integrate them back into the whole. Only then will we be complete. You complete yourself, nobody else. And you are your own unique aspect of source. Everything is energy in motion and emotion of the universe. I'm showing it as water. Water must flow, otherwise it becomes stagnant and cannot sustain life. At the moment, being separated in our safety bubbles, we are all becoming stagnant in ourselves and we are no longer able to connect to each other. Sharing information and flowing through us to one another, that beautiful, unconditional aspect, the foundational vibration of existence, which is love. Separate us from ourselves and one another, we are more easy to control, more easy to defy in our expression of self and our creation of the world of true equality and liberation. Yet there are those of us that are aware and doing the work despite that which is taking place around us. And I thank you for being one of those people, for standing with us as united we are strong. And together, my friends, we will rise to new heights of existence and experiential potential in all ways. So, I'm born a unique aspect of source, a unique vibrational frequency, a unique colour. If you go about trying to be any other colour, then you are not being true to yourself. Picture yourself, which you are, as a body of energy, a vessel containing energy. Wherever you place water into, it becomes. Yes, if you've heard this before or not, place water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Place it into a bath, it becomes the bath. Place it in the ocean, it becomes the ocean. You are in completion not only a single droplet of water, but the ocean in completion. Upon returning to the ocean, you remember, wow, I'm part of the ocean. In fact, I am the mighty ocean itself. So how do we go about discovering this truth? Meditate. We exit the mind in its attachment to the physical, and we reconnect to the astral, to the energetic truth of all that is. Water must flow or it becomes stagnant. You are your own unique aspect of Source, and you are here to experience life in your unique way. Therefore, nothing you ever do or have experienced in the past, and nothing you experience going forwards, is wrong. Very simply, everything is fated. And I will go into this in further detail in a later episode. Fate versus free will. Everything is fated, but you have infinite potential to experience within that fate. So imagine it as a computer game, life being a computer game, and instead of having a very narrow parameter or pathway that you can experience in a modern game, you have an infinite number of potentials that you can experience. So you are creating the game simultaneously to playing it. I'll go into that in more detail in a later episode. Actually, I'll incorporate it into next week's episode, the fabric of reality and the way that we interpret it with the mind. So make sure that you do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, because next week's episode is going to be very, very powerful, leading on from today's beautifully powerful and liberating episode. As always, we are creating and flowing through us this information, this energy. And I refer to myself quite often now as we, because it is we, because I am you as you are me, as we are all that was or ever shall be. Universal energy, dancing rhythmically, playfully and majestically in this beautiful game that we call life. And even scientifically, again, energy in motion, you can't deny that this is right. So, if you go about taking on another person's energy, taking on another person's pain, holding on to things of the past, you are lowering yourself vibrationally. I am born energetically as myself. I was shown it as colour. I'm purple. I spent a very long time trying to be other ways, to please other people, to be red, to please my father and be accepted by him, to be orange, to be appreciated and desired by my partners in the past, to be any other way other than that which I truly am. Only by taking off the masks of illusion and separation, by returning to completion in who I am, can I see the world the way it truly is. We are born pure. We are born with the knowledge that we are all one and the same. There is no form of separation as a child. This is then taken away from us, stripped away from us. And at the moment, in the current global situation, children having to educate and adults having to work from home in our bubbles of safety yet again, there is the element of connection and unity being taken away. But we can always share that love and that truth with one another. They may be listening through the technological abilities that we can now share and connect through, but we can still share and connect, and we can do it on a global scale like never before. And in this current situation, this global pandemic, we are more connected to one another and aware of what is taking place within each other. We all feel, we all have desires, and we all deserve to be understood and appreciated for who we are. And fundamentally, the reason we do everything is because we all want to be loved. It is love that is the glue that binds us. It is love, as sticky and mushy as it may seem, that is the cement that when sets, unites us. I took off my masks of illusion and separation. I vibrate as myself now in completion. Unapologetically, I am me. And this is why I live in a state of liberation. I'm free. And I invite you to join me in this state of freedom. Knowing that we are in completion, the universe experiencing itself, and it is all being created and interpreted in the mind. Energy vibrating. And what I look for, I align with and I create. Back to energy in frequencies. So, whatever channel a television is tuned into, It picks up and broadcasts the relevant station. So you are creating it always and never waiting. You have the remote control and the ability to change your focus of direction. Left or right, it's your creation. So if there is something that you do not particularly wish to experience or perceive, then why not change that channel and tune back in and join me in creating this beautiful experience, this game of life, in whatever way that you desire. If it's tuned into pains of the past, anguish, or something which is outside of your reach that you desire, then tune yourself in to know that you are that thing in completion, that it is yours by right. A world of true equality, happiness, abundance in all ways is yours once you accept it. If you go about saying, I want something, then you are telling yourself and vibrating in accordance to being separate from it. This is included in our abundance course, the law of attraction course, which is an online course that is very, very usable, reachable, affordable, and integrational in all aspects. In the links below will be the link to the Greatest Version website. Become your greatest version. Join us in living and creating a world of liberation, of true equality, as we lay the foundations today to build that world of tomorrow upon. As well as this, as I explain, everything being energy and motion, we have released a energy mastery course, Energy Mastery 111. Master energy, and in doing so you master life, as everything is energy and you are creating it accordingly. Knowing that everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies, being stood here for a period of time in the middle of the UK winter, knowing that everything must flow, otherwise it becomes stagnant, I am becoming cold. So think about it as exercise. When we exercise, we flow and we use that energy. When it moves, it holds and sustains and creates life. That beautiful breath, as it is accepted in and out in that beautiful flow, brings with it the life that we are. If we restricted that energy, that breath, life would cease to be. And liken back to water once again, water flows, and in doing so sustains and actually creates the ability for life to thrive upon this planet. And being a being contained with in it energy, water, and an electrical being. You are an electrical being, and the electrical signals travelling around your body as well as in your mind are that which you experience reality through. So, when you feel negative within, you can exercise it and release it. You can breathe it out. Or what I was doing yesterday is walking around this very park and shouting. Ah! Releasing that energy which is not beneficial to me. But I do this mindfully. I don't go and throw it over somebody else as I used to in the past, unknowingly. I, in the past, myself, have caused tremendous pain and suffering to those that I love without an understanding. If I held on to this and lowered myself to it, vibrating at it now, still, today, then I would act in accordance to it today and every other day. But knowing that I am not defined by my previous actions, but my desire to be and to create, means that I am free in all ways. And I can then return back to that which I am, back to love and experience today in a way that I desire and create. So, when we exercise, we release energy that is built up within us. If there is a body of water that has negative elements within it and it sits there, the negative elements will remain. If you flow it away, then it can be broken down recycled, redistributed and returned to somewhere new. Likened to a river. And this is the way I was shown it. I used to believe that I am a being floating down the river of existence. To my left or to my right, whichever way you perceive, one bank is positive, one negative, one good, one bad, one light, one dark. And whatever you focus your attention upon is your experience of life. And you have to accept the flow of direction that the river goes in, because if you try to swim against it, you'll become tired and drown. I realise now that I co-create the river and the direction of flow as I experience it, just as we co-create that game as we play it. And again, it comes back to energy. In life, the river that we flow down, the river of existence, as all rivers lead back to the ocean, is created by you, for you, through you, to be experienced again by you. The masculine energy within yourself, the masculine that you are, is the riverbed, the banks, which provides structure and direction for the water to flow through, down. And it is the feminine within you, that is the water, that is flowing in that masculine channel of safety and structure and direction whilst she is co-creating. It is the feminine which actually creates the direction and the masculine which holds direction. This fundamental truth is difficult to comprehend, but if you imagine a river full of water that is channeling the direction of itself as it creates it for itself, co-creating in masculine and feminine, and you embody that truth, then again, my friend, you are free. Everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Exercise releases that which is stored in a cellular level, stored in our DNA, in our structure. When we sweat something out, we release that negative energy. If somebody throws pollutants into a river, rubbish, and the river held on to it saying, why me? Why? How dare they throw that pollutant into me? It is only negatively affecting itself further. A river does not take it personally when somebody mindlessly throws something into it, as it is not their fault. In this current situation, again, if I focus on that which is repressive in tendency, I lower myself to it. And I know that fundamentally the reason that everybody does everything is because they desire love. Some people don't feel themselves able to experience or receive love, so they separate from it and they go about experiencing or creating a reverse to it. So if somebody does something to negatively affect you or upset you, just know that it is not their fault, that they are acting from a place of insecurity or a program, a limited belief of old. It is not their fault what they do, it is the programs which they have installed through previous events and situations, again stored and run by the subconscious mind. A river flows and releases the pollutants, and in doing so it allows it to be broken down by the waves of existence, re-cleansed and redistributed to somewhere more beneficial. This is the way that we can release that which otherwise would negatively affect us, to allow something to take place and to transcend it. Somebody comes up to you, throws anger and hatred at you, again it is energy. And if you can picture it as a frequency, liken it to the colour of red. If you are a being of gold and white light, someone comes over and throws red at you, and you take it personally and take it upon you and absorb it into you, you become that yourself. You lower yourself to it, and then you are affected by it, not being quite understanding of why. When we protect ourselves, which again, there is a series of videos to utilise that are all on the YouTube channel. Pillar of protective white light, I demonstrate a way to go about protecting yourself in all ways. There is also a daily mantra and actually a series of spiritual survival videos where I share a step-by-step process of how to cut cords, energetic cords that attach you to previous experiences or relationships, previous negative situations, let's say. Chakra cleansing, purifying, boundary setting, pillar of protective white light, inner child integration, and all other elements of experiential and beneficial experiences. Again, somebody comes up and throws red at you, it's because they have that within themselves and they are trying to release it to return to that place of love within themselves. They do not realize what they do as they are acting from a place of mindfulness, unmindfulness. If we are mindful of everything we experience, everything we do, each and every step we take, or each and every breath that we are, just imagine the world that we could exist in today, that we are existing in today, that we are co-creating in this very moment of now. When we act, we are aware. When we react, we are unaware. The river is aware of the direction it is flowing as it is co-creating it itself. The avatar being that you are, that believes yourself to be controlled by elements around you, that thinks because they have told me I cannot go out that I must stay in. The truth is you are free, my friends, in all ways, shapes and forms. There's never been a more important time to continue to flow that energy through us, that unconditional pranic life force energy, that love that we are. The reason that I am still walking around this park is because this series of videos will be filmed in completion outside. It was a request by a friend, so I am honouring that which I said I would do. I am walking, I am outside recording this series, and every video will be recorded outside, and by the end of the year there will be, well, when we come to a full year, there'll be 52 videos, 52 weeks, 52 episodes of modern day mindfulness, each one recorded outside. I'm nearly back to where I started, back to walking around in a loop around this small park. So the experience that I've had whilst walking around this park is limited to that which I can perceive in my local vicinity. If you stay within your bubble of protection and safety, then you are safe and protected in your bubble. But you can only ever experience that within that bubble of safety and protection, that bubble of fear. Once you break through the barriers and illusional layers of fear, you can experience everything outside of it, everything around it, in it and above it, as you are all of it in completion itself. Again, the simplest way to look at it, and this is all in the Energy Mastery course, it's all in that course online that you can go over and utilize today and benefit from in all ways. And if you drop me a comment below, then I will send you a link to receive the course at a heavily discounted price as a way of saying thank you, of giving back to you as you are part of me, as I am part of you. And actually included in the Christmas special series, there was an Energy Mastery educational video where I demonstrate taking a glass of water. And again, if you absorb energy from somebody around you, acting like a sponge, and they drop a droplet of red into that cup, then the water becomes red. As there are two types of people, two types of frequencies that people emit. There are taps and drains, and we are all sponges in some way. Some people lift you and fill you and liberate you and empower you. Other people drain you and try to take from you. But again, this is unmindful. They do not realize what they are doing. They are just trying to gain that energy themselves, to gain some form of happiness. And again, fundamentally, love, so that they can experience life as a beautiful and heavenly gift from above. And I realise that today, whilst I'm flowing in this way, I'm starting to become quite poetic once again, as it is my most beautiful way of expressing myself in each and every day. And I'm back to this same tree, and I say to you now, thank you. Thank you for who you are and all you do. Thank you for being you. Thank you for looking within and out, and knowing that it all starts and ends within, and it is your heart. It's all the ways, always, always the heart, as it was always love. As I've delivered this video, I know that there was something else within my mind that I wanted to share with you. But if I start to attach my mind to it, then it matters that I have not shared it or expressed it. Then I feel potentially negative in the deliverance of this, and I create it as such. Whereas if I exist in that beautiful state of flow, not knowing what is to come or what has been, but existing now is the only time that ever does exist, then once again I am free. And energetically, we do not know. We're in a time that has never been experienced on a global level as this. A time when they are closing the doors, shutting us down, telling us when we can go out and who we can connect to, separating us from those we love, including the aspects of self. I want to go out and be free, but I shouldn't in case I hurt Dorothy. I want to go out and smile and show my face, but what if I cause offence to somebody else? I want to do X, Y, and Z, but they tell me I can't, so therefore I will do as I'm told because that makes me feel safe. Does it make you feel safe, or does it take away responsibility in case something happens to somebody else? We don't know what is taking place, and that is why the energy is so heavy. Nobody has a focus of direction to flow in. So we're all starting to just create that channel, that river, with the masculine and feminine in one spot. Where are we going? I don't know. Should we go that way? No. They're telling me to go this way. Oh no, they're saying to go that way. No, now they're saying no, go that way, no, this way, no. Where am I going? I don't know. I give up and stop. And then that energy becomes putrid and hostile. And it will sit and rot and fester, detrimentally affecting all the life in that river. I know which direction I'm going, and I know which direction I am flowing as I'm creating it as such, with each and every moment of now, enjoying it for the beautiful gift that it is. Return to nature, my friends. Get outside, even when it's cold. Be by water, watch it flow and embody it, reconnect to it. The birds still know what they're doing. The squirrels are still foraging. The dogs in the park are still running around with excitement and joy. And again, if I focus on the repressive tendencies that they are placing upon the children or the boys and girls, then it really does negatively affect me. I have 2 children and they are liberated in awareness. They know that they are free and it is all their choice. And if somebody tells them to do something, it's up to them whether they do it. There will be consequences of every action, as every action dictates and creates a reaction. If I push somebody, they will fall or they will push me back. If I open my arms and embrace them with love, then they will enter and we can connect to the heavens above together, or they will push me away as they are not ready to experience that depth and level of understanding. Okay, it's time for me to go now, as I have a podcast in half an hour. So I'm going to go back, grab a quick bite to eat, and record a podcast for next week. And it is the seasons of life, and knowing that just as a tree in the summer thrives and can flower and seed, but in the winter it drops its leaves and it hunkers down the energy into its roots. So I ask each and every one of you to do this same thing, but to stay connected to love and the knowledge that we are free. We are free in every single way, and only if you allow them to perceivably remove it is it so. Somebody tells you to do something and you don't agree with it, don't do it. Somebody holds a gun to your head and says, shoot that person or I'll shoot you, then my friends, I am already dead. I will go out with love in my heart for the person that pulls that trigger. So I vibrationally enter into that state of being, flowing down that river. I love each and every one of you with all of my being, all of my heart. Thank you once again for all you do and for who you are. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and I do strongly recommend that you go back and watch the whole playlist, the whole Modern Day Mindfulness series, as within it is all the information that is required to liberate and set you free. Today being energy in motion, you being an emotion of the universe itself. And next week we will see. But I feel that it will be all about the mind, and that if you do not mind, it does not matter, and that without the mind there is no matter, as it is all just energy experiencing itself through the mind, created by the mind, for the mind. Love, light, and infinite blessings. And until next week, or until Thursday on the United We Stand, or Saturday on the Together We Rise. Saturday being more about spiritual based contexts, which I know today has been more of a spiritual understanding than just a mindfulness one. But if you are more looking to understand your spiritual awakening journey, the law of attraction, which again is linked into today, existing now in the fifth dimension as opposed to the third dimension of old, and knowing that again doesn't mean the physical structure of reality has changed, but just our understanding of it, that when we become negatively affected by something, thinking I don't want to experience that is third dimensional. To know that it is just energy in motion, and there is nothing ever wrong, it is just an experience to be experienced, that, my friends, would be more linked into a fifth dimensional perspective of the same reality that we are co-creating. Hit the subscribe button, and until next week, know that I am with you in every way. Follow the links below to go over to the Greatest Version website and utilise any of our courses, whether it be one of the free ones that we create to inspire and liberate, or one of the more in-depth and expansive ones so we can co-create. Whoever you are, whatever you believe, whatever you've done, whatever you've achieved, the one truth that I would like to share with you is that I love you all. Love, light, and infinite blessings. And until next week, namaste. Thank you for who you are and all you continue to do. Thank you for continuing to gain the knowledge, the wisdom, for continuing to look within and doing the work required to bring freedom to not only yourself, but everybody else. As you continue to do the work, as you continue to expand your consciousness and awareness, you continue the expansion and awareness of everybody else, helping others to break free from that limitation and illusion of old. Continue to support me in all I do. Continue to grow the movement and continue to grow yourself.